so cold, the survival rate is not good. We're well past an hour past this initial mishap. So right now, nothing matters more than the rescue crews doing their best to trying to find somebody alive in the water.
Steve, your knowledge and your expertise is so important to have right now. As I'm listening to you, I've never flown anything. As I'm listening to you, I'm hearing that probably at least the folks on the plane had no idea this was going to happen. No, nobody did. You look at both aircraft, Phil, and neither moved. They stayed on a constant converging path, almost co-altitude. And you know, the real tragedy here is that it's a small airplane and it's a fairly small helicopter, and inches would have mattered. And you have the explosion, and they both just go down as quickly as they hit.
Indeed.
Aaron, we're watching this response on the right side of the screen. It's a massive response. Who do we have part of this response going into the Potomac to try to find anybody who they can possibly pull out alive?
Everybody. D.C. Metro Police, there's assistance from Maryland, the proximity to the Pentagon right there, the military undoubtedly involved, and there was suspicion for a minute that maybe some military leaders were aboard that Army Black Hawk helicopter. We're told by our Louis Martinez, who covers the Pentagon, as he has for the better part of 20 years now, that there were no military leaders on board that Black Hawk helicopter from the Army that collided with this inbound American Airlines regional jet coming in from Wichita with about 60 people on board, according to the Senator Marshall from Kansas. Still trying to ascertain numbers here. There are reports that people have been pulled from the water alive, but we also know there are going to be a significant number of dead and active operations in the Potomac right now, Phil.
I want to bring in Selena Wang, who is following the Homeland Security response. Selena, I know that Kristi Noem has put out a statement. What do we know?
We've learned that she has been briefed on the incident, that she's actively monitoring the situation. This is according to the Department of Homeland Security spokesperson. This is as we're also learning that the president has been made aware. The White House is saying that federal and local law enforcement are working together and that Trump is continuing to monitor this situation. This also comes as two U.S. officials confirmed that the helicopter involved in tonight's collision was a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter, and that also, according to a defense official, there were no senior Army leaders aboard the helicopter. Now, just given the proximity of the helicopter to the Pentagon and the fact that we're talking about an Army Black Hawk, the question had been raised as to whether there may have been senior Army leaders aboard. But again, according to this official, there were no Army leaders on board. This also comes, Phil, as we're learning that the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, he has posted on social media that he is at the FAA headquarters and monitoring the situation as we speak.
All right, Selena, stay with me. Moments ago, our Byron Pitts spoke with an eyewitness. And obviously, we're going to be getting a lot of eyewitness testimony in, and we're going to be getting videos as well. Take a listen to what Byron was told.
Ari, this is Byron Pitts. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Tell me where you are, what you saw, please.
So I live in Alexandria, Virginia, which is right immediately next to Washington National Airport. I live in the north part of Old Town, which is about as close as you can live in Alexandria to the airport. I'm maybe 2 miles away. So I was driving home from the city around 9 o'clock. That's a drive I do often. It's south along the George Washington Parkway. You go right by the airport. It's immediately next to the airport. I'm always paying attention to the planes landing when I drive home because it's just an interesting thing to look at. When you're on that drive, you're immediately lined up with the line of planes coming in to land. You can see this long, it looks like a string of pearls. You can see 6 or 7 lights, especially at night, all neatly in a row, lined up to land, very evenly spaced. So I just always like looking at that when I'm driving home, and I'm always paying attention to it. So I was doing that tonight. I remember counting, I think it was 6 or 7 planes lined up to land. And I wasn't looking at the airport. I was looking south and just headed home. The airport was off to my left, out of my field of vision. But I looked at the planes and I saw that there was a big gap in front of the front one, that if they were evenly spaced, there should be one right out to my left. So I wondered if there was one there. I looked off to my left and I saw a plane right about to land. I looked at it. It looked normal. It was level. It looks like a small end of a passenger plane, not one of those little mini planes, but like maybe a regular sized jet on the smaller side. Everything looked fine. I just looked at it for a moment. I looked back at the roadway, and then I wanted to look again because it's just cool to see a plane land. So I looked back, and it was banked all the way to the right. I would say 90 degrees, possibly past 90 degrees. It was illuminated bright yellow underneath, and there was a spray of sparks on the underside of the plane, which I assume is why it was illuminated bright yellow. The reports I've seen say that it crashed into a helicopter. I did not see a helicopter. It's a very, very dark night here. There's no moon out, so anything that isn't directly lit, you're not going to see. So I just saw the plane, and I knew something was wrong because it was very, very close to the ground. It was maybe 80 or 100 feet above the ground, banked all the way to the right. I saw that for all of, this was maybe 2 seconds that I was looking at it. I looked back at the road, I looked back again, and it was gone. I didn't see any crash into the ground. I didn't see a fireball or an explosion or flames. There were no emergency vehicles. Everything looked normal. So I kept driving. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Ari, we're so grateful to talk to you. Thank you for sharing with us what you saw. This Ari Schulman, who lives in Alexandria, Virginia, who saw the plane as it went down. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right, and Byron, thank you for that as well. No doubt we're going to hear from more eyewitnesses as the evening goes along. What you're looking at on your screen right now is a massive response on the banks of the Potomac after a military helicopter collided with a commercial jet near Reagan International Airport. This is in just outside of Washington, D.C. You're taking a live look at the emergency response. The jet is believed to have the capacity for dozens of passengers. We're told about 60 people were probably on board. Divers are currently in the water, and it is believed that there are going to be multiple casualties. But there are reports that some people have been pulled from the river alive, and that certainly is a bit of good news on a night with such a dark incident taking place in our nation's capital. American Airlines says they are aware of the flight operated by PSA. That it is involved. In a statement on X, they say the flight left Wichita, Kansas, and was headed for Washington, D.C. We do have some video that shows the collision from EarthCam. It's really disturbing video. I want to bring in Aaron Katersky. Aaron, talk to me a little bit about this video. We see the explosion in the distance, but now you can see it closer.
You can see it closer, and you can see in just a second the imminent collision there on your screen between this passenger jet operating under the American Airlines banner inbound to Washington, D.C. from Wichita. We understand there were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board, and it collided with a military helicopter. It's believed only the crew was on board the Army Black Hawk helicopter at the time of the collision. No senior leaders or additional passengers, according to the Pentagon at the moment. We also know there are active search and rescue operations, still search and rescue dive teams in the frigid water of the Potomac. It had been iced over for weeks. It has just begun to thaw, and now dive teams are in the water. We've heard that they have pulled a number of people alive from the water, and they're being taken to area trauma hospitals in and around Washington, D.C. They are also prepared, Phil, to have a number of casualties from this.
You know, this plane was lined up on runway 33. Sam Sweeney, our transportation reporter, is telling us that it's not used that often because of its size and that it requires a unique approach. The other end of the runway is lined up with the Pentagon, so that side can't be used. So this is a pretty specific runway, as Steve Gagner was telling us before, not used that much, even though this is an extremely busy airport, not only for the planes, but for the helicopters as well. Aaron, what else do we know, if anything, about the people who are being taken out of the water? Do we know what condition any of them are in?
I haven't heard anything about conditions other than they're alive, which, my God, thank God for that, given what we've seen on the screen from the nature of the collision. But there are undoubtedly a number of dead as well that the authorities are preparing for. The dive teams remain active in the water. DC Metro Police and area responders are coming to aid along with the military, given the proximity of the Pentagon. You're right, Phil. Though runway 33 at Reagan National is not often used, Reagan itself is the busiest runway in the country. It's a nonstop operation because it's so busy. There's no private planes that usually land there. And this was a commercial jet with about 60 people on board from Wichita, operating under the American Airlines banner, that was coming in for landing on final approach when that collision occurred.
And Aaron, you reported just now 60 passengers, 4 crew. I'm being told that there were 3 soldiers on board that helicopter, 2 pilots and a crew chief. And we were speaking to Steve not long ago, and he said, you know, that H-60 Blackhawk could be carrying 9 to 12 people. In other words, it had the capacity to carry more people. I mean, I'm trying to look for silver linings this evening, and there were 3 terrific. There were 3 soldiers on board, 64 people on the plane. We just don't know yet how many people have been taken from the water. We are hoping certainly that they get everybody that they can. I want to bring in Alex Perche, who's on the phone from DC as well. Alex, where are you? And tell me what you're seeing.
Hey, Phil. So we are on the upper level of DCA. If you're familiar with this airport, it's the arrivals level in between Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. And it gives you a pretty good vantage point for where this first responder response is happening. I can tell you, I'm about a 10-minute drive from the airport, and on the north-hand side, as you kind of come around to go through arrivals, there was a massive staging area. We saw fire trucks. We saw police cars for different agencies. We saw swiftwater rescue boats, dive teams gearing up. They had shut down that north side part of Gravelly Point, and now we've seen that caravan of first responder vehicles make its way over here to this south side near this runway 33 where this collision happened. I can tell you that they have shut down the airport. There are people that are directing traffic away from arrivals or just allowing media in. But I mean, obviously, you know, for a Wednesday night in DC, for those that were around this area when it happened, it's definitely a shock. I can tell you that, you know, one eyewitness that we talked to, he said that, you know, he had been tracking at least the aircraft flight on FlightAware, and he could actually see a fireball during that collision, and he could hear the thud, and you can just imagine just how jarring a noise like that would be. You can probably hear a lot of the stuff that's going on in the background. You know, again, it's kind of a frantic situation here, but the response going on across from the other side of the airport right now is very, very, very big, and things are shut down here at DCA.
And we're being told that this Blackhawk was coming from Fort Belvoir, Virginia. I want to bring back in our aviation expert, Steve Ganyard. Steve, we're slowly starting to piece this puzzle together as we're looking at the EarthCam video of the actual moment of impact. We now know that this Blackhawk was carrying 3 soldiers. We know that there were 60 passengers, 4 crew members on board that plane. We know that this helicopter, this chopper, was coming from Virginia, the regional jet coming from Wichita, Kansas. Now that you're getting sort of a better picture of who's involved in this crash, have you been able to piece anything else together in people you're talking to and the video that we've been showing?
Yeah, Phil, a couple thoughts. Fort Belvoir, for those who don't know, is an Army airfield just south on the Potomac, just south of Mount Vernon. And so it makes sense that whatever this Black Hawk helicopter had been doing, was it at the Pentagon, was it somewhere else, was it up at Camp David, it was coming down the river, and it was obviously heading back to, because what we see in the video is that helicopter is heading south while the regional jet is landing to the northwest. So again, for folks who aren't pilots, when we say runway 33, that's the magnetic heading. So 360 on a compass is north. So runway 33 is just 30 degrees off of a true northerly heading. So that sort of gives you an idea of the way that the aircraft, the regional aircraft, was coming in. Another thing to think about here, Phil, is I looked it up, and the maximum altitude that any helicopter can be while it's over around DC is 200 feet. So oftentimes, anybody that's been to DC, you've seen helicopters just coming down the river at 100 feet, maybe even lower. And so they like to stay low during the daytime. But at nighttime, it's very uncomfortable to fly over water because the water has no reflection. You can't see. There's no reflection. That means there's no depth perception. And so pilots sort of like to come up off the water. It's just not very comfortable. Even on night vision goggles, you don't have any depth perception. So if this helicopter was at 200 feet, that's about where the regional jet was when the collision happened. So maybe the helicopter was within where it should have been, just that it should have understood that there was runway operations going on runway 33. Perhaps they didn't know about that. But as of now, if that collision occurred at 200 feet and below, then you would think that the Army helicopter was below the altitude it should have been at, which is fine, but they weren't certainly supposed to be in the approach corridor of an active runway.
And Steve, I'm just getting a statement in from the president. I want to read this for our viewers. It says, I've been fully briefed on the terrible accident which just took place at Reagan National Airport. May God bless their souls. Thank you for the incredible work being done by our first responders. I am monitoring the situation and will provide more details as they arise. That is from President Trump. We spoke to Rachel Scott, who has been in contact with the White House. We've heard a similar statement from the vice president. We know that some of these new cabinet positions, Kristi Noem at Homeland Security, they are all monitoring this right now. I have Martha Raddatz on with us as well. Martha, I know you've been in contact with the military. What can you tell us?
Well, we can tell you that they believe that there were 3 Army soldiers aboard that Black Hawk. That would be probably 2 pilots and a crew chief in that Black Hawk helicopter, and that it was based at Fort Belvoir. These are where these VIP helicopters come out from, these Black Hawks. The Pentagon did basically an all-call to see if there were any senior Army leaders on board that Black Hawk helicopter. There were not, they believe. They don't know exactly at this point what that helicopter was doing, what the mission, what it was doing there. Obviously, it is near the Pentagon on that river route, the Pentagon on one side, and very close to Reagan Airport, very restricted airspace. But you know, Phil, very well, if you live in D.C., there are Black Hawk helicopters quite frequently down the river, and other helicopters as well. Obviously, the presidential Marine One goes down the Potomac as well. But the big question is, what was that helicopter doing there tonight in very low light, and why it was in the path of that airplane?
Martha, in your experience, we've gotten some information, a good deal of information from the military pretty quickly on in this well, it's not people are investigating, but in this incident. What are you expecting to hear from the military? How will they? I mean, they've told us that there was nobody on that helicopter outside of the 3 soldiers. How long do you think it will take for us to get more information about why the Black Hawk was there, why it was not visible to the jet, the regional jet?
Well, I think, first of all, they want to get the facts out, and they want them to be accurate, but they will get them out as quickly as possible. They just do not want to put any information out that is wrong at this point. But they do want the public to know as soon as possible why that helicopter was there, what that mission was. if they had just dropped someone off at the Pentagon or somewhere nearby and were returning to Fort Belvoir, all of that will be something they will look at and look at very quickly. And frankly, the information that we've gotten so far came quicker than information normally does from the Pentagon. And that is because they realized quickly that it was that kind of a flight. They did that all call to see if all senior Army leadership was accounted for and got that out as quickly as they could. So I think they are working nonstop to try and find out what they can. They certainly are concerned about that crew, whether the crew survived the ditching in the Potomac or not. That is really foremost on their mind at this point. If in fact they did, they can find out a lot more, obviously.
All right, Martha, we are just getting a statement in from Pete Hegseth. We all covered that that confirmation hearing. He was confirmed on Friday as head of the Department of Defense, actively monitoring, he says, poised to assist if needed. Prayers for all involved. Steve, I'd like to bring you back in and talk a bit more about, I mean, you've been up there, you've flown, you said you've seen incidents like these. What are some of the missions that the military, Martha talked about some of them, what are some of the missions that the military is flying Blackhawks up and down the Potomac for?
Yeah, Phil, could be anything. I mean, you think about the military presence in Washington and you think about the military responsibilities, everything from extracting Congress in the event of some sort of a terrorist attack, the ability to move senior officials in and out of Washington. The Marine One is responsible for the president and the White House, but there's lots of other helicopter movement that goes on every day and every night. And as Martha said, those of us who live around D.C., you hear the helicopters at any time, and you hear the blades and that very recognizable Black Hawk sound, almost like the Huey sound from Vietnam days. And so we're quite aware of that. There's lots of that going on, but it's rarely that it becomes a problem. The rules for flying around D.C. are pretty straightforward. And again, the question here tonight is if that helicopter was at or below 200 feet, then that's where it should have been. But the question is, why was it close to the approach corridor of an active runway? And we've said this a couple times tonight. Runway 33 is not often used. Was there a thought within the cockpit of that Army helicopter that, well, that's not the runway in use. We've never seen any aircraft landing on that runway. We see airplanes coming in from the south. The main runway is basically a north-south runway, and it comes in over the Memorial Bridge. And so that is something that could have triggered the crew to say, well, we shouldn't be looking out because we know that all the traffic is off to our right-hand side, landing on that north-south runway. Phil, this is a tragedy on so many levels, but there's another tragedy here, and people say, well, it was good weather, how could this have happened? And many times, I can tell you the times that I've almost killed myself in an airplane, it was good weather. And so in bad weather, you have everybody under radar control, and it's not something that probably would happen if the weather had been bad tonight.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Steve. If you're just joining us, what you're seeing on your screen is a massive first responder response to the Potomac, the banks of the Potomac at Reagan Airport just outside of D.C. We are now being told that the airport is going to be closed for more than 24 hours. Right now, they say it'll be closed till Friday morning, about 5 a.m. Friday. This is because a regional jet operated under American Airlines was coming in earlier on this evening and collided with an H-60 Black Hawk helicopter, military helicopter. 60 passengers, 4 crew on board that regional jet, 3 soldiers on board that Black Hawk helicopter. I have a statement in my hand that just came in from American Airlines confirming all the information that I just gave you, saying American will continue to release information as it becomes available. And if anybody is worried that they had a loved one on that plane, that they can call the toll-free number at American Airlines, and American will continue giving updates throughout the evening. The last major aviation disaster of a scope that could be anywhere close to this was back in 2009. I want to get down to the scene. Alex Perche is there for us. Alex, I know you were talking to witnesses. Tell me what you're seeing and what you're hearing.
Hey, Phil. Okay, so we are right on the arrival section of DCA Airport. This is normally where you go to depart. We're in between Terminal 2 and Terminal 1. It is shut down, but I will tell you that across the way, you can see this active scene, a massive, massive scene there in the distance. That is the south end of the airport. Now, we came from the north, and when you're driving from the north, there are a couple of parks that line DCA. One of them was a staging area, and so my producer and I parked there for a minute just to get a sense of this response, and it is massive. We saw police and fire from different jurisdictions and different agencies, swiftwater rescue boats, dive teams gearing up, and then they all rolled out. You can see that right now, the only people here at DCA are press and first responders. The airport is shut down, we're told, at least until 5 a.m. on Friday. But right now, just a very, very massive response here.
Thanks. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to go to Wichita. There's a news conference we want to join in progress.
Team that we've activated. So we have a lot of volunteers that come in to help out in a situation like this. That will be here in the terminal if they do want to come to this point. But we also encourage them to stay home and stay in contact with the airline, and they'll be getting an official word directly as well.
What does that team do already?
The team helps out with getting the information funneled and channeled to them. And we also have like a chaplain that volunteers to come in to provide support as well. I'm sorry, your question?
You've had family members or people that know people on this flight come here already?
I believe we have. And the Incident Family Support Team is managed by our Airport Police and Fire Department, and so those officers have already been coordinating the assistance.
Are they around here right now?
Not that I can tell you where they're at. I can't point to them.
Is there any phone number that families at home could call?
We don't have any phone numbers for them to call, but I know that American Airlines on their website has contact information that they're supposed to reach out through.
How soon were you made aware of this incident after it happened? You know?
I couldn't tell. I don't have the exact time of when the incident occurred, but we were notified fairly shortly thereafter.
Can you talk about the human element of how this makes you guys feel here at the airport tonight?
Well, obviously, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family and to everyone. We appreciate everybody who flies and supports Eisenhower National Airport, and it just breaks our heart to hear something like this occur. And so it's devastating for everyone.
This route is a fairly new route, the direct flight to D.C., correct?
That's correct. The direct flights to DCA started a year ago, so January 8th of last year. And I wish I had more information, but if we have additional, we will be reaching out to everyone. So.
Will that be communicated through email or here, or what's the plan?
We'll do our best to get you the information as soon as we can. So whatever is appropriate for us, whichever medium. I wish I could tell you exactly or schedule a time to come in, but that information is going to trickle to us. So I don't know yet, but we will share as much and as soon as possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to the airport director in Wichita, Kansas. That is where this regional jet operated under American Airlines left this evening. He just informed us that these direct flights from Wichita to D.C. began just a year ago in January. And he was sort of giving some information about what's happening there at the airport. I do want to follow up on one question he couldn't answer. If you are watching and you are concerned about, you're looking for information about someone on that flight or any more information about Flight 5342, American Airlines has sent us some information saying that you can call at 8. This is the number. I'll give it a couple times. It's 800-679-8215. 800-679-8215. That's from American Airlines. I want to bring Steve Ganyard in. Steve, there's no other way to talk about this than it is just a massive tragedy. I want you to put into context for our viewers the scope of this tragedy. We don't know how many lives are lost here. We do know there are going to be casualties. We have been told, Aaron Katersky has reported that they are pulling people alive out of the Potomac. Just talk about the scope of this tragedy when the last major air disaster in this country is back in 2009.
Yeah, Phil, let me interject one thing. I have a single report, we need to check it, that there is a tape of the tower talking to the helicopter, and that just before the impact, the tower told to fly behind the regional jet. So we're pulling that tape right now, but it sounds like the helicopter may have been talking to the tower, which makes sense. You would check in because the tower's purview, their area of responsibility goes out to about 3 miles, and so they probably would have had to have at least checked in with the tower and say, hey, this is us, we're flying down the river on the other side. There may have been a call from the tower to tell that helicopter to see where the regional jet was and to fly behind it. So we'll check that. But back to your comment, we almost take flying safety for granted. Flying is so safe. You have 1,000% chance of falling down an escalator and dying than you do flying on an airplane. It's so much safer than you being in your car. And so we take safety for granted. Safety has come so far in just a few years that it's something that everybody gets on an airplane and we don't worry. If you talk to your parents, if they had loved ones flying on an airplane, it was always, are they landed yet? Are they there yet? Now all of us think about that with our family members, but in this case, it just shatters the calm that we've had, the decades of calm and good aviation safety and the amazing safety record that all the U.S. airlines have had. And so it'll take us back to understanding that there are risks and there are things that can be done. Human error continues to be the biggest cause of aviation mishaps. And so going after those and supporting the FAA with the kind of funding they need to prevent the kinds of things that can be prevented, the kinds of human error that can be prevented is something that we will be thinking about in the days and weeks to come.
Steve, this is, I mean, it's a really morbid question to have to ask, but you know better than most. The plane, the regional jet and the helicopter collide. Presumably they both go into the Potomac. Depending on how the fuselage tore or broke or shattered, what do people have to get out of that plane the minute it goes in the water? Because we are being told they are making water rescues. So some people got out of that plane.
Almost nothing, Phil. Think about it. The lights in the cabin are dark. All of a sudden, there's a giant crash, an explosion, and the next thing people know, they're in the water. You don't have time to pull out the life preserver that's underneath every seat. You don't have time to think about which way am I getting out. I need to look it up, but for those who are old enough to remember, there was an Air Florida crash that hit the 14th Street Bridge decades ago. Horrific crash. It was about this time of year. There was ice in the Potomac, and people actually survived. The National Park Service helicopter made amazing rescues that day. And so is it possible to survive a crash and go into the cold water? It is. So we just have to hope and pray that these reports we're seeing that some people may have been picked up alive are indeed true.
Yeah, Steve, I think what you're talking about is 1982. Does that sound right?
Yep.
January 13th, actually, 1982, cold, blustery day, snowing. The Potomac River was frozen. Washington National Airport was closed the previous
on 22 out of service. ¿Oyes eso? Ahí comienza el viaje de un vehículo respaldado por una garantía limitada de 10 años o 100,000 millas para el tren motriz. ¿Dónde termina el viaje? Depende de ti. Visita tu concesionario local Kia.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Consulta los detalles de la garantía en tu concesionario. Conduce siempre de manera segura. Estado disponible.
Boat 376 from Potomac River Command. Go ahead for boat 376. What's your location now? MPD helicopter pass. We're offloading, and then we're going to head to the North Boathouse. Okay, let me know when you're on the way to the North Boathouse. Your relief crew's there. Copy.
When you still unconscious, he's stuck in the stall.
Copy.
I'll be switching over to 2 Echo. Copy. Item 74, in service at 226. Good morning.
Morning, 722.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tyler, can we let the command know not to go on the runways anymore or on the movement area, just stay on the levee road?
Roger.
Clear 130. It's 33. Not alert, but breathing.
Copy, not alert, breathing.
Incident, come in.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm hearing that we have two Metro Transit divers here in Ox, next to Ox, that need a ride to the Northbrook House. Do we have someone available to give them an escort?
Roger.
Hey, Tyler, I'll come back and pick them up.
Thank you.
Copy that, thank you.
And Ops,
Or are they, I'm just picking them up in Ops. Tyler, what were we saying?
Ops 14, Ops, they're asking if they're in a vehicle or where are they at?
Seeing if they have a vehicle or we put them in our vehicle.
Ops 14, Ops.
Hi.
Yeah, Ops 6 was asking you a question.
Ops 14, this is Ops 6. Hey, just a question. Does the guy need to have a vehicle or we put him in our vehicle? Ops 6.
Stand by.
Ops 6.
Go ahead.
Hey, Tyler, I'm behind the office.
Roger.
Canada's in service. Copy. 729.
Ops 66. I'm down here at the training center. Are they supposed to be inside, outside?
Stand by. Ops Nick.
I was told to meet at the training center. Outside.
Is it the training center or is it the firing range?
Here, it's all Arlington County Police.
She said firing range.
Hey, Mark, if they're not there in a little bit, let me know.
That's where I'm at.
Hey, if they're not there in a couple minutes, let me know. I'll give Dingo a call and find out.
Jim, I got the call from Denise Mills.
Copy.
Command boat 376.
There you go.
Alright, we're starting en route to the North Boathouse.
Okay, ATA.
Reporting them, or am I responding to the hangar?
Respond to is the hangar. Our engine's responding.
Engine 302 is clear the gate.
Closing gate. Hangar, Mesa lobby. Maybe just checking the eyes. I'm not sure if they need PD or not at this time.
Correct.
733.
You can be back on scene arrivals.
For fire, medic director. We're clear, Ashburn in service.
Clear Ashburn in service. 933 in service, so 734.
Three David 31, back on ID tech, en route to the fuel pumps.
Copy. 735.
report fire, engine 302. Confirming the address at 23600 Autopilot Drive for the fire alarm with the United GSE hangar, correct?
Address 44835 Package Court.
We're direct.
Fire case understood.
33. Going to be a transport to Reston.
Copy 33, transport to Reston 737.
Ops, Mark, out. Hey, they should be there shortly. It looks like they left the office at 7:18.
Airport fire from engine 303. We're going to be en route to Reston with medic 302 for personnel.
Airport fire, okay, send that way.
Ops 6. Go ahead.
Is
it possible to get maintenance out here, a couple guys to help me on pop-up between runway, looks like 119 and Papa there, 422 and Papa there. I have a lot of fog in the grass right there.
Roger, we're going to get them out there now.
Okay, it's between Charlie and runway.
Roger.
And Ops 6 update. None of the lights or signs have been damaged, is what we've seen so far.
Roger. And Ops Mark, any luck?
Negative.
Alright, copy that. I'm giving him a call now.
There is between fire rates, right?
That's what we were told. Let me confirm.
Because I don't understand what they would be doing down here.
Airport fire from engine 302.
Engine 302.
Can I get a suite or a tenant name associated with it for the address?
Can we be at a GSE hangar mezzo lobby?
Okay, copy.
Is clear from 119 side of 119 all the way to the terminal. We have no issues.
Thank you.
And if we can just let everybody make sure they don't stay off that area.
Will go.
And it looks like she just showed up. Go ahead, ask for. Hey, what's your location? I'm coming to you. I'm right now at the approach end of Free Train. I just left there. I'm headed back.
Ocean Train.
Sorry, dispatch.
Good.
Has the location been updated?
Negative. It's showing the United GSE facility. Package court.
I'm direct. I believe the location and or address are incorrect with what's in the system.
Copy.
To David 30, if you would like to update it, it's 2332-1 Autopilot Drive. We're nowhere close to autopilot or air freight lane.
Copy. You're a fire?
The engine unit, yes.
Copy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm taking time. I'm going over to pick up FBI at Gate A.
Roger.
Airport fire from engine 302.
Engine 302.
Correct address for the fire alarm is going to be 23321 Autopilot Drive. There's a fire inspector on duty at Dallas. Can you start to my location?
There's a fire, okay. There's a fire to available fire inspector at Dallas. Knowledge. For fire to inspector 355, engine 302 is requesting you to 23321 Autopilot Drive, United GSE hangar for fire alarm.
is direct on your response.
Fire okay, 750.
Christine, Op 6.
Hey, Op 6, just don't worry about it anymore. I just got told police got the vehicle, so sorry, I just got told that.
No problem, that's what I was calling you about.
Roger.
Ops 90, Ops.
90, go ahead.
AWIP is on time and in place.
Copy that, thank you.
Go ahead.
Can you send SD Plus to the circle for a lockout?
Be a gray, small carry-on.
Copy, en route.
Copy. It's going to be left by the condiment station in Dunkin' Donuts.
Copy.
7-6.
I can take that and send it back. Alright, Delta 23.
Copy, 23. You're clear your escort.
10-4. I'm on scene. You can start K9.
Copy, Can 6.
Can 6, I'm direct, I'm en route.
Copy. Communication to 2 David 5. 40.
Good.
40. These are responding area, westbound toll, and they're saying it's the airport ramp 28 south. But a transfer from Loudon for an accident, unknown injuries at this time. It's going to be a truck, 26 flatbed, and a Toyota SUV, right shoulder.
Done.
800. 42 feedback.
I just got back from DC out of the vehicle.
Say again?
I just got back from the incident at DCA. I do not currently have a vehicle.
Copy. 31 feedback.
30 being out to there.
Copy.
Over.
Communications to 2 David 5.
Ops 3, Ops 6.
Good.
Yeah, I got to roll over to Hangar 2 and pick up maintenance. They can pick up some FOD. Also, disregard a second.
Okay.
David 34.
Good.
Do we have anyone that's car seat certified?
And unit that's car seat certified, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. What's your ETA?
All over the fire and see if we have an individual that can come over there and get this car seat out from that zone 1 on departures.
Copy.
family. You say me. David 34, we got the car seat out.
Go ahead. Hey, Tyler, have maintenance with me to clean up the trash on the island at Papa, and then we're going to take them over to the approach end of 33 and pick up. We'll start the cleanup area.
Perfect. Anthony at the table, so thank you.
Six Op 3.
Go ahead, Ops 3.
I've got approximately 3 FBI vehicles that are ready to leave and go to Gravelly Point. I can take them if you want to come back here, or if you want to take the vehicles so I can stay with the other ones, it doesn't matter.
I'm with the maintenance guys right now. Let me see if I can get somebody else to do that.
Okay, Roger. Hey, Ops 4, Ops 3, are you available?
Ops 3, I missed you. This is Ops 4. What you need?
I have 3 vehicles ready to leave. 3 FBI vehicles. I was going to take them out. Would you mind just coming over to the 3-3 end and hanging out with everybody else until I can get back?
We can take them. I got to get back to Pete, PD here shortly, but I can escort them out. I'll be to you in a few minutes. I'm on the South Levy Road right now, so I'll be to you in a couple seconds.
Paul Coughlin is also on the field. I don't know what vehicle he's in, but he's on the field right now.
Who is?
Paul K.
Roger, is that you, Ops 1?
Buffer?
Morning.
355 and 354 on location.
Op 4 and 1, Op 3. I was just told that FBI vehicles, 3 of them, I think at least, are going to be staying out there because they're flying a drone. But they're going to be a little while longer, just FYI.
So copy, thanks.
Ops 3, Op 6.
Go ahead, 6.
I'm going to start bringing the maintenance guys over to help start cleaning up your area over there. They'll be in a few minutes. We're cleaning up some other areas right now.
Roger that, thank you.
And Ops 6.
Commander. 33, we're direct. Can you hold us en route to Reston Hospital for follow-up on the medical call? For CAD note, CPR was initiated by PD.
Let me look at them. So they're coming out of the field shortly, and they'll call us before they get on the field.
Roger.
Ops 3, Ops 6.
Go ahead, 6.
Do we need to take the tables when we come out there also, and chairs?
I'm guessing so. I mean, if they're all ours, we might as well just break it all down.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. On my way back, I'll stop and talk to Incident Command with the fire chief and see if he wants me set up over there.
No, roger that. So, Christine, just so I understand, everything is leaving the approach end of 33 now and moving to the South Boathouse?
FBI is moving to Gravelly Point. Incident Command, our Incident Command's vehicle is at the South Boathouse.
Okay, gotcha.
That's outside of CPP. Copy, Can 6.
Operations to 506.
Go ahead.
The sweeper's on the field. I'm at the fuel farm.
That's right, PDS order. You able to send them to the North Boathouse?
Which other units are responding with you?
31.
Copy.
Can anyone escort the sweepers to where they need to go sweep for the airfield?
Hey, Tyler, what do they need to do?
The 506, were you called to sweep on the airfield at all today?
Yes, I need to be escorted.
I don't think we need anything swept. We were just doing a FOD pickup.
10-4, yeah. They said they needed the sweeper, so okay. I'll stand by. Hangar 2.
Roger, thank you.
Hey, so who asked you for the sweeper?
My supervisor's got a lot of equipment out here.
South 6. I don't know who asked the sweeper to come out. Can we verify he needs to be out there?
He doesn't. We didn't ask for a sweeper.
Okay, good. Because I didn't see any areas we need to sweep right now.
That's fine.
10-4 and copy. Communications to available mobile units. Operations to 506. Yeah, we have several people from maintenance. They're in front of Hangar 2. They like to know where they need to go to do the fog walk. On taxi.
On DCA 2 Echo, nobody's answering.
That's affirmative. Nobody's answering on Echo. We do need an escort for engine 204 from the North Boathouse.
1 North 24, I'm at Gate Victor. I can go in and escort them.
1 North 24, I copy. Thank you.
Yeah, 6 said she was en route. Yeah, I think you're still direct to that call.
I copy.
10 or 6.
6, go ahead.
Does anyone have the fuel key?
I'm not sure the last documentation is that 1 Nora 6 had the fuel key.
10-4. Who's 1 or 6?
You have to stand by on that. I'm not sure.
I figured out. Thank you.
Copy.
David 53, can you call K9 and SP Plus for unattended vehicle at Zone 3 by Lufthansa Airways?
Copy. Get on 60 direct.
Get in 6 direct. There's a negative response on this backpack. I'll head up there, clear the bag, and then take the both bags full off the town.
Copy, Cassidy.
They would like to meet at Gate Alpha for the grid sweep.
We'll meet you at 4.
Roger.
Operations 509.
Go ahead.
509, we're 539-520-517. Permission to access the airfield so we can inspect runways 119 and 1533 and make any electrical repairs.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. Thank you, operations.
K-19, I'm in service at DCA. Call me on 2 Echo.
Copy. 828.
131.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Ops, we're going to perform a EMAS inspection this morning on the departure end of 33.
Roger, that's approved.
Thank you. White 131 out.
K-9 613.
829.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tyler, ask Rob. Rod is he wants to just stay on the field.
Off 4, Ops. Can you contact Ox 6 for that?
Oh no, is that Rod in Ops 4?
Affirmative.
Affirmative, that's me. Yeah, Paul, stay on the airfield for now.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Op 7, Op 5.
Go ahead.
Mark, I'm done here. Where do you need me to meet you?
Yeah, we're headed from Fire Station 302 to the live fire training facility. So yeah, if you want to meet at 222, that's where they're headed next.
222, on the way.
K-9 14.
Go ahead.
Myself, K-9 12 and K-9 13 will be on 2 Echo.
Copy. 830.
And Ops 7, can you let MCD know that card reader 17047 down here at Fire Station 302, the comm room that we just went into, the door does not secure behind us.
Hey, Mark, can you say the number again?
Card reader 17047. That's the comm room for Fire Station 302. We went in it, and the door would not secure after we were done with it.
Copy that.
K-9 6, make a response on the vehicle. On returns, 1 ticket issued. I'll be en route to take the 2 bags to Los Angeles.
Copy, K-9 6, 34 direct.
34, I'm direct. I was here.
Copy. Show you it's clear.
Ops 3, Ops, are you still on the airfield or you left?
Nope, I'm back here on the approach end of 33.
Roger, is either you or Ops 1 can escort NTSB to the approach end of 33 at the office?
Roger, just personnel or vehicle 2?
Personnel.
Roger, I'll be back to pick them up.
Thank you.
Ops, the following Ops 6 is at the office. I can pick them up.
Thank you, 6.
$2,000. Tell them at the back door. Do they can have a vehicle after escort, or what are we doing?
Give me 1 second, Ops 6. Ops 6, Ops, Heidi's bringing him down now. It's going to be one guy, Eric.
Okay.
And to extend courtesy to 4 vehicles at door 7 arrivals, Marshall.
Copy. Do you know how long?
Approximately an hour.
Copy. Courtesy, door 7 arrivals, 4 vehicles, the marshals for 1 hour, 840.
Okay, so it's going to be black Tahoes and Expedition, as well as a Ford truck.
Copy. Black Tahoe, Ford Expedition, and a truck.
I'll be switching to China 2 for special visit.
26, I copy.
Ops, Christina.
Ops 4.
Go ahead.
Grid search is about to start on the south end. Half the PD is down here. Other half is heading towards the north end. I have all the vehicles parked in the whole bay of runway 1. They will also park in the whole bay of 19. Nobody's on any of the runways. I will be midfield if anybody needs me.
Roger.
David 42, out of service on remainder. Have a good day.
Happy, thank you. Have a good day. April 2nd.
Operations, you copy all that?
Copy.
Operations White 131.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Ops, we'd like permission to go from the EMAS bed on 33 to the EMAS bed at 22 along Levy Road.
Granted.
Thank you, sir.
27.
So.
Did you respond for a forced open door alarm at gate Delta 23?
Copy and routing playback.
Watching that. A black male comes out wearing all black clothing, a green vest. Door that closed behind him, followed by another black male, all black clothing, black hoodie, and a backpack. They go down the jet bridge.
7 copy.
854. You can disregard. We just got a call.
27 copy. In service.
855.
Operations House 4.
Go ahead.
Hey, Tyler, once again, grid walk is starting now from the north end. South end's already started. I will be midfield if they need anything or if you all need me.
Roger.
David 53, can you hold me for a short personal?
5 minutes.
Washington Tower with the line check. Washington Tower with the line check. Washington Tower with the line check. Understand command. You copy me.
Loud and clear.
Thank you, PSCC.
Loud and clear.
Thank you, Harbor Police. Harbor Police. Okay, thank you.
David 30. 2 David 30 and a unit to back.
34, what you got?
34. We've got a welfare over at the walkback tunnel.
10-4, is it on the terminal side or the main terminal side?
Coming from garage 1, walkback tunnel, going to main at the tunnel split. It's going to be a Baker male, purple sweater, blue jeans, red sneakers. RP states that he's standing up against the wall, shouting out to people, and just seems out of it.
10-4.
Showing you on Route 34.
Temple.
Units are back.
We got 3 people with us. We'll come in from the metro side.
I copy. Showing you 266, you in round 12, 904.
Adam 416. I'm on the metro side now. That's on the other side. He's not on his side.
I copy.
I did not. I can head that way, though.
Yeah, can you check it out, please?
Camera.
Operations White 131.
Go ahead.
Yes, Ops. Request permission to go from the departure and EMAS at 22 to the departure in EMAS on 15.
Via Levee Road, you are granted, and you're also granted to go around the horseshoe.
Thanks, sir.
Communications 2 David 5.
Go ahead.
Just checking for the roster. Are all 3rd Squad units out of service?
Correct. All 3rd Squad units are out of service.
Copy.
Out 4.
Go ahead.
Hey, with Rod just called me about, that's affirmative.
Roger.
David 34, hold me on a second.
Copy 34 on scene, 909.
I'm with him.
Say again?
23, I'm with 34.
Top 23. Need to respond. We have a door alarm. It's going to be at gate Charlie 19, forced open, stairwell door.
Charlie 19 en route, in playback.
Wait for it to load.
I got name, date of birth when ready.
Copy. Stand by. 27. Looks like a male. He just pushes the door open and then closes it. It doesn't look like he goes down.
27, copy.
23, go ahead.
Name's going to be Anthony Isaiah Artis. Date of birth 10/14/1957. Black male.
27, you disregard. We got a call.
27, copy and source.
Copy. Break. 23. Can you go ahead with the spelling of the name, please?
Anthony, common spelling. Middle name's Isaiah. Last name Artis. Alpha Romeo Tango India Sierra. Date of birth 10/14/1957. I'll call them.
Copy.
Ops 56.
Go ahead.
Just an FYI, I offered to American the open bag claim office behind bag claim 13 if they need it later today. Right now they're okay, but I'm checking in with them every couple of hours.
All right, copy that. Is that the G626?
I believe so.
Copy that.
I told them to give our office a call or let me know, but I'll continue to check in with them every couple of hours.
Copy that.
flight, just confirming it's 195757, correct? Copy.
10-4, 10-14, 1957.
Copy.
David 34.
Good.
The individual is being escorted back to the train. Unless you come up with anything, he'll be free to go.
Copy. Do you still need the returns?
10-4.
Copy. Come back, not found in Virginia. No wants.
10-4. He'll be getting on the metro. All units will be clear.
Copy 34. Individual getting on the metro. All units clear. 917.
Up to escort back to service.
Copy. Back in service. 919.
South 5.
Go ahead.
Jim, I don't see any de-icing trucks out here. It's 30 run up. You want me to do a quick inspection and open it up, or are they done?
Let me give United a call. It says till 9:30. Let me check.
Hey, Nick, if you want to do it, I was headed out to the United's done with it. If you want to inspect it, return it. I'll get the runways. I can do it. I'm here if you want. I got it.
Sorry, can you check if we deployed any stationed VMS signs? We just want to make sure that they're not saying anything if they are. Ops 3 out.
Go ahead.
Just letting you know, one of those white vehicles are going to be escorting Tri-State to the North Flow House from the South Flow House.
Roger. Who's going to be escorting him?
White vehicle. 572.
Power 17539.
Ops 56, Ops.
56, go ahead.
Hey, Janine, let's check off the CDP. They're saying the modified egress RFID alarm is going off over at FIS. Is that anything you guys are doing?
We're over in the IAB. If it's going off in the FIS, one of us will have to go over there to reset it.
All right, he wanted you, if you could, to stop in and see him. He's, I guess, in the command center.
Command center here in the IAB?
That's affirmative. That's where he called from.
Okay, I'll go talk to them.
South 5.
Go ahead.
30 run up, block inspected, and turn back to the tower.
Copy that.
Box 6.
Go ahead.
Do we have a movement going on right now?
Negative, why?
I just came through Gate A. There's like a whole bunch of DC police motorcycles and vehicles.
Thank you, airport manager. Loud and clear. Thank you, that conducts the test.
Man.
Roger.
Operation Grid Sweep's almost finished, so they're not here for that.
Roger.
Hey, Tyler, maybe they're going to Hangar 7.
Possibly.
They're on DCA, Echo.
Ops White 131.
Go ahead.
Ops, we're clear of the airfield.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
David, 53, back in service.
Okay.
David 21. Can you respond to the unintended bags over at the American Airlines ticket counter?
They're out.
Copy. 935.
Ops 56. Issue in the FIS has been resolved. I worked with CBP.
Copy, thank you. On a return for the bags area.
Copy. 937.
Ops 6.
South 6.
Go ahead.
Hey, Tyler, I'm checking for signs. The only sign that doesn't really make sense is the one on West Entrance Road. It says you can drop people off at arrivals as well as departures, and arrivals is all blocked off.
Roger.
$34.
Go 34.
34, can you make your way over to the hourly lot to assist the oversized vehicle?
Investigations, I've never known a Blackhawk to have a voice recorder.
Okay, thank you, 40.
And listening.
34, I'll hold you in service.
David, 53 dispatch. I have two unattended vehicle at Zone 3. Can you call K9 SD Plus, please?
Yeah, 6.
South 6.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just complete the street side sweep. No signs are erroneous. Only thing we have is that one sign I talked about earlier, directing people to arrivals to drop off people, which you can't.
Roger.
Hey, Tyler, is there a way you can change that sign to say just departures only?
Yep, changing it now.
Thanks so much.
$34 on those ring.